This is the morning of the 1st of November. Clip on Fox, written by Alexander Koch, published on the 31st of October, titled, Death Row Inmate Stephen Bryant Chooses Firing Squad Execution After Admitting to Gruesome Murder. Stephen Bryant will be executed November 14th for fatally shooting man and burning his eyes with cigarettes. A South Carolina death row inmate convicted of killing a man and writing a message to investigators with the victim's blood more than 20 years ago elected on Friday to die by firing squad. Stephen Bryant, 44, will be executed November 14th, making him the third man this year to die by South Carolina's newest execution method, according to a report from the Associated Press. Bryant had until Friday to choose if he wanted to die by lethal injection, firing squad, or the electric chair. South Carolina resumed execution in 2014 after an involuntary 13-year pause due to trouble obtaining lethal injection drugs. Since then, 4 inmates selected lethal injection and 2 died by firing squad. Bryant admitted to fatally shooting William T.J. Lejean in his home, burning his eyes with cigarettes and painting "Catch Me If You Can" on a wall with Tyler's blood. Candles were lit around Tyler's body, and a corner of a potholder was dipped in Tyler's blood and used to write, "Victim 4 in 2 weeks, VICTEM. Catch me if you can," on a wall, according to officials. Tyjan's daughter called him 6 times, telling investigators on the final call a strange voice answered and told her they had killed Tajan. Prosecutors allege Bryant also shot and killed 2 other men in October, one prior to Tajan's death and one after. Bryant was accused of giving the man rides and shooting them in the back as they were relieving themselves on the side of the rural road. Bryant's lawyer said he was distressed before the killing, repeatedly asking for help as he struggles with trauma from being sexually abused by 4 male relatives as a child. According to the report, he allegedly tried to cope through drug use, including meth and bug spray-laced joints. Bryant will be shot by 3 volunteers 15 feet away. A lethal battle is likely following the execution, as attorneys for most of the recent men who died by firing squad called the executioners nearly missed his heart, causing prolonged suffering. Witnesses reported several groans from the death row inmate, while taking more than a minute for him to die. According to the outlet, prison officials said executions only have to hit the heart and do not have to destroy it. Since 1977, only 3 U.S. prisoners, all in Utah, have been executed by firing squad this year. 41 men have been executed nationwide, with at least 18 more scheduled, according to the report. Now here's a little clip of a man that was wrongly accused, so listen to this. He spent 3 years on death row and 7 years in prison.
My name is Ray Crone. In 1992, I was sentenced to death at the age of 35. I spent almost 3 years on death row, and I was released in 2002 to start my life all over again at the age of 45. I didn't go in at 18 years old. I didn't go in as a 20-year-old kid. I didn't go in coming from a broken family or a difficult childhood. I did almost 7 years in the military. I was working for the post office at the time of my arrest, and I had a personal pride in myself of who I was and what I accomplished. Here's when I was in prison, the only people who seemed to care about me was my family. People knew me because everybody else thought I was a murderer, and so I deserved death. That's kind of the way our justice system works. You know, we convict somebody of something and people say, "Oh, good, kill him," and they don't want to know any of the details, the facts, or even if he is guilty. And thankfully, my family and friends didn't give up and give in, and that gave me the strength to keep going. My family was able to get that DNA testing. That's when the doors opened up for me with a match to a man that lived right down the road from the murder. I was innocent, God knew I was innocent, and my family and friends stood by me that whole 10 years. You know, I can't take away the frustration, the different negative emotions that come from being locked up for those years. But maybe I could help lessen it. Maybe I could even ease it somewhat by talking about it, by sharing my story with others and knowing that it meant something to them. I think being able to talk about it and having somebody appreciate it, somebody come up and say, thank you, you really made a difference in my life. It's not work. It's a therapy for me. It's almost like a religious experience, an epiphany to say, yes, something good did come from that horrible 10 years.
Pretty lucky, huh? DNA is what saves his ass. I'll attach the link. Look at it. Pass it along. And thanks for listening. And Stephen Bryant, you're going to be executed on the 14th. Get ready to meet your maker. I'll attach the link. Pass it along, and thanks for listening.